He thought I was a hotel driver minutes later. I destroyed him on stage. The automatic doors of the Grand Meridian Hotel slid open with a soft hiss, letting in the humid Miami evening air. I stepped into the marble lobby in my usual conference attire. Crisp white shirt, tailored navy suit, rolling my own suitcase behind me. The Tech Summit badge hung around my neck. Alexander Voss, keynote speaker. I was early, as always, checking in before the chaos of registration. The lobby buzzed with attendees in hoodies and sneakers, clutching laptops and coffee cups. I wheeled my bag toward the concierge desk when a sharp voice cut through the murmur. "Grab my bags, driver." A young man in an expensive but ill-fitting blazer strode toward me, dragging 2 oversized Louis Vuitton suitcases. He couldn't have been more than 23, hair slicked back, AirPods in, phone pressed to his ear. He didn't even look at me. Just shoved the handles into my chest and turned away, already barking orders into his call. "Tell them the jet will be ready by 8. I'm not staying for the closing panel." The bags were heavy. One clipped my shin. Instinct took over. I caught them before they hit the floor. Years of boarding school etiquette, never let anything fall, still lingered. He finally glanced over his shoulder, impatient. "Lobby to the elevator. Suite 2401. And be quick. I've got investors waiting." I stood there holding his luggage, feeling the weight settle into my palms. Something hot and old flared behind my ribs. Not anger exactly, more like recognition. I knew this kid. Not his face but his type. The kind who'd grown up with drivers and doormen, and never learned the difference between service and servitude. He snapped his fingers. "Today, please." The lobby noise faded. I could have corrected him. Could have flashed the badge, said the words that would wipe that smirk off his face in seconds. But I didn't. Instead I nodded. "Of course, sir." I wheeled all 4 bags, his 2 my 1, toward the gold elevators. He strode ahead, thumbs flying over his phone. In the mirrored walls of the elevator, I watched him. Confident, bored, utterly certain of his place in the hierarchy. We reached the 24th floor. He stepped out first, not holding the door. I followed, pulling the train of luggage. At 2401 he swiped his keycard and pushed inside without looking back. "Leave them there," he said, already kicking off his loafers. "Tip yourself from the envelope on the desk." There was no envelope. He noticed my hesitation and rolled his eyes. "Fine. 20 enough." He pulled a bill from his wallet and flicked it toward me. It fluttered to the carpet. 100. Benjamin Franklin face down. I bent, picked it up, and tucked it into my pocket without a word. He was already turning away. "Close the door on your way out." I did. 10 minutes later, I walked across the main stage of the Meridian Ballroom. The lights were bright, the crowd of 2,000 hushed. My slides loaded behind me. The future of venture capital in deep tech. The moderator introduced me with the usual flourish. Forbes 30 under 30, founder of 3 unicorns, youngest partner ever at Highland Capital. I adjusted the microphone and scanned the front row. There he was. Same blazer, same slick hair, now sitting between 2 gray-haired VCs, laughing too loudly at something one of them said. His phone was out, recording my entrance for his stories, no doubt. Our eyes met. His smile faltered for half a second, then returned wider, cocky, like he'd decided it was a funny coincidence. He lifted his chin in acknowledgement, as if we now shared a private joke. I let the silence stretch. Then I smiled back. "Ladies and gentlemen," I began, voice calm, amplified through the hall. "Before I start, I'd like to address something small." I pointed directly at him. "That young man in the front row, 3rd seat. Yes, you." The spotlight swiveled. Every head turned. His face drained of color. "Security," I said pleasantly. "Could you please escort that tourist out of the venue? He doesn't belong here." Gasps rippled through the audience. A few laughs, nervous then genuine. 2 suited guards appeared from the wings immediately. They knew the drill. I'd warned them I might need assistance for a disruptive attendee. The intern, his name was Ethan Caldwell, I'd learned from the badge he wasn't wearing, stood up slowly, face burning crimson. "Mr. Voss, this is a misunderstanding." I raised an eyebrow. "Is it?" The guards reached him. One touched his elbow. Ethan looked around wildly for allies. The VCs beside him suddenly found their programs fascinating. No one met his eyes. As they led him up the aisle, he twisted back toward the stage. You can't. Do you know who my father is? I leaned into the mic. Yes, Ethan. I do. I rejected his Series A 5 years ago. Tell him Alexander Voss says hello. The doors closed behind him. The room erupted, applause, whistles, delighted murmurs. Someone started slow clapping. It spread. I waited for quiet. That, I said, was a demonstration of pattern recognition, the same skill we use in venture. Spotting potential, or the lack of it. Laughter again, warmer now. I clicked to my first slide. Now, let's talk about building companies that last longer than entitlement. Later that night, in the speaker's lounge, a board member from a rival firm raised a glass to me. Cold, he said, grinning. But fair. I shrugged. He'll survive. Humiliation is a powerful teacher. And maybe it was. Maybe somewhere, Ethan Caldwell was replaying the moment he snapped at a stranger in a hotel lobby, feeling the exact weight of consequence for the first time. Or maybe he'd double down, blame me, nurse the grudge. Either way, the story would follow him. In this industry, stories always do. I finished my drink and headed to my suite 2402, right next door. Housekeeping had left a single $100 bill on my pillow, neatly folded. I laughed out loud in the empty room. Some lessons tip themselves.